In 2011, life was tough for the University of West Florida and tough for its president. And I wanted to do something fun. Fun for the university, fun for me. We had a big pep rally in the field house. We had music playing. It was the first week of classes. All the freshmen and sophomores were here. And I was up there doing my presidential thing. And then I said, but I have a surprise for you. And I reached in and I got that football helmet and I held it up and everybody went nuts.
I think one of the most unique things that's happened in our community is Dr. Bentz driving home the importance of having football at the University of West Florida. And I had a front row seat with Judy championing this cause.
Well, I always wanted to see a football program out there since I was a student there in 1973, and I was lucky to be able to get in on the ground floor and be there since day one and watch the football program grow.
We had already had programs. I think we had 8 national championships in other sports. We wanted to hold up that standard as a football program. We wanted to let people know that UWF was a football school as well.
I think our commitment to excellence also is what separates us from a lot of other places in facilities and academic success.
What stood out to me about athletics is the commitment to excellence, not only on the field, but off the field. When we say we're building champions for life, they live it every day.
Oh, I got a lot of really good football memories. We've had a lot of successful games. The first win was pretty cool for me, just being the first quarterback here down at Ave Maria.
Oh, it's exciting, man. It's surreal to get the first win in program history. We played great at all 3 phases of the game.
Yeah, favorite memory, I mean, I've got so many, but I think first game at Blue Wahoo Stadium, that setting, that was unbelievable to be down there, you know, by the bay, and then to get that win, that was great.
It's got to be the national championship in 2019 in McKinney, Texas, when in only year 4, Coach Shinnick and the team wins the national championship for the University of West Florida in football.
Well, I know the right answer, and that is when we won the national championship. The national championship put us on the map. People who may not have heard of UWF heard about us that day. But I think my favorite was the day we had our first game on campus.
That was always the plan, to eventually bring it back onto campus to enhance the social life for students here on campus and bring people back to the University of West Florida. And it just exploded and created a great atmosphere here on campus.
The stadium groundbreaking is the next natural step, a place where our community can gather, where our alumni can gather, and it's the front door to our university. This will lead people to come onto our campus and see all the incredible things that are going on.
I think the groundbreaking of the stadium really continues just to show our commitment to growth, but also our commitment to our student athletes and giving them the best resources they possibly can have to be successful.
We love the University of West Florida and we love football. And I think this groundbreaking on the new stadium is just going to be a big catalyst for us growing in the future.
Well, it's going to be a real transformational opportunity for the university. Just the position alone of where it's going to be, sitting up there on the hill after you've entered the campus, is going to make a statement about the importance not just of the building, but of what it represents.
This new stadium, I mean, couldn't ask for a better situation. The Gooden Stadium, so thankful for Darrell and his family, their contribution to make this happen.
All of a sudden now, this new stadium that we've got going, it'll be a first-class operation. And I feel very honored that the stadium's going to actually be named after me.
When you break ground for a stadium, you're an optimist. It is something that tells and communicates our confidence in ourselves that we are going to grow and develop, and we're willing to put our money where our mouth is. And that's pretty awesome.